All right, so Lee, I'm sure you saw this article. We talked about it last week, and uh, it's from Screen Printing Mag. 33 screen printers opine on industry influencers. By the way, is the word opine? What is that? Does that mean opinion?
Yeah, I believe so. It's like a short form of opinion or
It's
a
a
plural of opinion.
old wooden ship. The opine.
The great opine. Anyway,
Yeah, it's
I'll give the
great
quick summary
opine.
because we talked about it before, and so like we had our 2 cents on it. But basically, the backstory, if you hadn't listened to that episode, was the good was there's a fair amount of people that were like, I think it's really beneficial to have what we call influencers who focus on education to be successful and the things that you need to be efficient. And he's like, I basically understand that people are needing to be entertaining, but also to help. And they felt that as long as there's a good foundation around education and helping to uplift others, they're down. That was kind of the positive sentiment side. And then there was the flip side. The flip side had, I kind of summarized it really well in this bottom letter, which I'm sure you read, which was by Anonymous Equipment Supplier, which I'm kind of fascinated to know if anyone wants to name names to say who they think this was.
I bet
I
it
feel
would
like
take.
you should have. I feel like they
It would
should
take the
have put their
three of
name
us
to it.
probably 3 or 4 guesses to figure out who did that.
It was
Yeah, not
Brown.
that
Damn it, Brown.
Basically, it was, I believe paid influencers are a joke with a capital J. If you can't actually do it, then you got to become an influencer and pretend that you can do it. And the big joke or big lie or big charade in the space is that the influencers who pretend to not be paid is in fact getting a lot of money to promote a piece of equipment. You should just say that you're being paid, right? And so that came out. We talked about it. You shot me a text. Was like, hey, I'd love to actually just talk about this, and I want to share everything possible. And you're like, ask me anything. And here we are.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
So of course, yeah, I saw the article.
Did it feel, Lee, like it was an attack on you?
I mean, it's hard not to, because as far as screen printing influencers are concerned, right now I'm kind of at the top of the pile and have been for a while. And so it's impossible for it not to be directed at me in some way. But reading the stuff, I was just like, I couldn't understand how far out to lunch this particular person was. Like, they expect that we're getting paid all this money and all this stuff. And I think they don't realize how little money there is in the screen printing industry, for starters. And I publicly called out this thing too. I posted about it and called out Screen Printing Magazine directly, which, you know, they were a little bit salty about, but I was like, hey man, at the end of the day, you put this out there, you're responsible for it. I was more so pissed at the fact that, you know, someone was able to voice an opinion that was completely off base and not have to put their name behind it, that it was completely anonymous. That was, you know, I was not a fan of that.
So, writer of the opine, if you're listening to this,
Sack
come on
up.
the pod. Come on in. Let's do it.